As what was your biggest takeaway from that interview?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that Mike Tomlin is authentically him. He's a leader of men that truly means the things that he says. When he started talking about his quarterback situation, he did sound excited. He sounded excited to start that new chapter and not that you're not attached to Ben no more, but you're moving into something else that you have to coach your way through. And he said something during the podcast. He said, I don't run away from coaching. Well, he's going to have to coach this team, right? This team is now going to be built in a different way. The money is allocated to different places. We got T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, the highest paid at certain positions. You have Najee Harris, who's going to move into more of a leadership role, and you have a quarterback who's going to be more mobile and be able to push the ball down the field more than you could last year. What does this team look like when you play the Joe Burrows, when you play the Lamar Jacksons, when you have a quarterback who's no longer Ben Roethlisberger? And listening to Mike T talk about what this team can be in 2022 actually got me more excited than I was just looking at the roster on paper. We're going to see if he's truly the Hall of Fame coach we all believe he is.
Okay, so you're more excited about him. So then what are your expectations for the team without Big Ben?
See, why you got to do that, Ryan? I just got to say all those good things and sound really smart like I knew stuff, and now I got to be confused. You know what, Ryan? Like, I truly don't know. You know, there's a side of me that says, I think they can be better. There's a side of me that says Najee Harris will be in his second year. You've made some improvements to the offensive line. How many times did we hear Coach Tomlin talk about a lack of mobility from the quarterback position? You have that in both guys in that quarterback room right now with Trubisky and Pickett. I think that this team could be better offensively. Now, I talked to old defense coordinator Keith Butler, and the first thing he said about this team this year was they're going to have to stop the run. If they understand how to stop the run defensively, I believe they're a better offensive team, and they can be a better football team than they were last year, even without their leader, Big Ben Roethlisberger.
And look, you look at the Steelers, and you never count them out. That's the thing about the Steelers. So, Rob, I look at this team. I don't count them out, but I wonder from your perspective, this AFC North is challenging, and that's being kind. How do you see the Steelers competing in this division?
Well, they're not going to roll over. I can tell you that just based on the head coach. And listen, sometimes when you can fly under the radar and manage those expectations, in years past, every single year, they're expected to be at the top of the division. Well, now everyone's going to say, oh, they're at the bottom. But that doesn't have to be the case. You have a young quarterback room. You have a competition at the quarterback position. They have a great defense. Now, can they put something together? If they go with the veteran quarterback, if they go with Trubisky, what is he going to look like? With another chance, with another place in the NFL to try and show off his skills to where he can get paid. And then you have a rookie quarterback. We don't know what he's going to look like. We don't know how he's going to develop or what he's going to develop into. But I do know this. They have a great head coach that's going to motivate this group of men to say, listen, everyone's counting us out, but we don't have to be counted out. We can rise above everybody else, and we can make a special season here if everyone does their part. We come together as a great unit, and we all play in all three phases. So I think that they could be a very tough team, and I think they can compete. It all depends on how they come together as a team this camp.
Yeah, I don't know if you folks saw those Caesars Sportsbooks odds we just put up. Let's put that back up again because Caesars has them all the way on the bottom of the division, and I bet Tomlin uses that and says, guys, look at it's right there. Guys, look at how people are looking at us right now. They're looking at us like we're not only on the bottom, but we're on the bottom by a mile. Jeremy, I look at this and I wonder how that all plays into this, but also how this plays into the quarterback battle. What should fans expect there?
Yeah. Well, Ryan, Mitchell Trubisky does have the inside track. When the Steelers signed him, they liked his pedigree. He's been to a Pro Bowl. He's won more games than he's lost as a starter. He's got athleticism, mobility. All those things add up to some first-team reps that he got in OTAs and minicamp. So he will likely have to be unseated. I've been told that the Steelers don't really plan to play any favorites. That Kenny Pickett can come in, have a great camp, and maybe unseat him. But as you heard Mike Tomlins say on the Pivot podcast, he doesn't seek comfort. Mitchell Trubisky might give him the most comfort at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I would not count these Steelers out. I personally do not see them finishing on the bottom of the division, but we will see how it plays out because that division is tough.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.